Hey everyone, I'm Julie Barrett, founder of Conservative Ladies of Washington. I'm back again with another bill of the day. So today we're going to talk about House Bill 2332, and this one was newly introduced maybe yesterday or Friday, I forget which. And it's just an interesting bill. It's not moving forward yet, and hopefully it doesn't, but kind of the weirdness of it, I wanted to share with you and just share some of my thoughts about this bill. And then of course I'll have it linked in the description so that you can go and read it for yourself and see what you think. And keep in mind, I'm not a legislative expert. I'm just a regular citizen like you, and I got involved in this process because of the way that laws were impacting my family. And so I found that there is just a mess of bad legislation, and so I found myself really geeking out on these bills and digging in and reading them and talking to people who know a lot more than I do, and that's kind of how I've learned. So I'm just going to share my insights with you. You read the bill and see for yourself what you think about it. Now, this is a Republican-sponsored bill, and I'm not hating on any Republicans. I'm not here to, throw stones or anything like that, but it's important to separate personal from policy. And a lot of the people in the Republican Party seem to be really great people, really nice people, and have overall good intentions. But that doesn't mean that they are exempt from drafting bad policy, voting for bad policy. And so as citizens, we have a right to know. And when I see things, I feel like I have a responsibility to tell people. So let's go ahead and dig into this very interesting Republican bill. So again, it's House Bill 2332, and this is prime sponsored by Representative Travis Couture, who is a very nice guy. You've got Griffey, Hutchins, Christian, Robertson, Rude, Volz, Schmidt, Walsh, Chambers, Corey, Eslick, Barkas, Sandlin, Goner, I don't know if I said it right, Nance, who is a New Democrat, Cheney, and Dent. And so this is an act relating to criminal justice and the recovery of firearms used in the commission of a crime. What this bill does is, you've probably heard me talk about Senate Bill 5427, and I call that the Tattletale Hotline. This is kind of the same idea, where if you report about a firearm that you think might have been used to create a crime, you could get a cash reward. So let's say I call the tip line and say, I think my neighbor might have actually been involved in that crime or had the firearm that was involved in that crime. Depending on the type of conviction, I could be eligible to receive a cash reward between the amount of $500 and $5,000. Now, I, look at this in the context of the political landscape of Washington State, which is very hostile to conservatives, especially if you live on the west side, Kings, Snohomish, Pierce County. That area especially hostile to conservatives. If you work in big tech like Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and you're a conservative, you're going to find yourself far outnumbered by your coworkers. And you're going to be really careful on what kinds of things you say, what kinds of things you post on social media, because you don't want people who have different ideology to maybe use that against you. And in Washington, we've seen with House Bill 1333, where the Attorney General would like to set up a commission, a domestic violence extremism task force, to find the people that are creating this extremism. And there was something floating around on Twitter last week that someone I followed had found, where the Secretary of State's office had actually used Logically AI to find people on Twitter and Facebook who were saying things about elections that the Secretary of State didn't agree with. And, there was the white powdery substance that was found in some of the elections office, and people who posted about that were flagged and in this report from the Secretary of State, which is really concerning. So we know that conservatives in Washington State are being watched. We do not have a friendly political environment for people on the conservative side. So to implement a bill like this, doesn't seem to make sense. It makes about as much sense as the Tattletale Hotline bill. And apparently this bill is some sort of a legislative strategy, and to show the Democrats that their bill is really a bad idea. However, this bill is something that Democrats would really like. This bill is something that I could see Democrats drafting themselves. And so I think this is a very dangerous bill, because while Republicans may be trying to make a point about their stupid policies on the left, this could very easily backfire and hurt the law-abiding citizens of Washington state, not to mention the taxpayers. So this is interesting. I'm not sure if I'm not a political strategist, but I don't really think this is the best idea to prove a point, and it could end up backfiring and being very dangerous. So that's House Bill 2332. We will be keeping an eye on it. We would oppose this bill, and just kind of wanted to share this with you because it's an interesting bill, and I thought that you might get I guess getting a kick out of it isn't really the right word, but you do have right to be concerned, I would say, and maybe send some emails and ask some questions to get further clarification. There have been some conversations with Representative Jim Walsh going on Twitter, which we appreciate the engagement, and also Representative Travis Couture. So I'm going to link those threads so that you can go read those conversations. I'll link those in the description. And like I said, we do appreciate them engaging in this dialogue with us on Twitter, because we do have a lot of questions and we appreciate them taking the time to answer. So go dig in and come back and let us know what you think of this bill. If you haven't already, subscribe to our Substack. You will get the latest updates and the most pressing calls to action. And better yet, if you become a paid subscriber to the Substack, that is the best way that you can support the work that we're doing. There's a whole team of people behind me that are working on researching these bills and getting information out to you. So this is a great way to support the work that we're doing, or you can kick a few bucks to our donation page. So I'll have both of those linked in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.